Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 581 of Geeks in Space. This is time for the news orbit. I'm Rob Commander Taco Malda, and I'm here with Rob Roseboom.
Hello.
And Chris DeBona.
Hi.
How we doing today, gents?
I'm doing all right.
It was kind of a long week.
It was a very long week.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of happy to be at the end of it.
Right.
I woke up without internet this morning. But as of 2 hours ago, it turned back on. So, yeah.
Things are looking are coming up Millhouse.
That's right. My children have been rewatching or have been watching The Simpsons, and it's pretty fun as we step through each of those references, and they realize, oh, really, all mom and dad ever do is quote The Simpsons in all contexts. Everything's coming up Millhouse, and you can be Lisa's. Are just those are sentences that are used in my house on probably a daily basis.
And you and your wife are known for saying "Don't have a cow, man."
Oh yeah, for sure.
The 90s, 80s,
for sure,
yeah, so.
For sure. When I was in high school, I owned a fairly large number of Bart Simpson T-shirts.
Really?
Yeah. I was all in. I was all in, man.
So, you know what my favorite animated GIF is, and it was so hard to find that I actually keep it in a Dropbox now. It's the bad kids, Nelson Muntz and his gang in a car with a camcorder saying, and his friend, the sort of dumb one, videotaping our crime scene was the best idea ever. Yep. And I just can't tell you how many times I think of that GIF in the modern age. People are always recording the dumbest jailable offenses. You know, like the entire Capitol Hill insurrection and invasion and murder. Right. They're like, hey, let's put it on our Instagram.
Right.
I'm like,
dude, I'm gonna TikTok.
Recording for history.
I'm gonna TikTok my coup.
Yeah,
it's the way things are. Back before they canceled Cops and all those other shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
one of the things you see quite often is anytime they have a suspect, the very first thing they do is go to their social media.
Oh yeah.
That's how they end up catching, 80-90% of these people.
Well, what killed me about Cops, and is the same thread. Every time you see a face, they signed a release.
Right.
It's like they're like, oh yeah, they caught me engaging in sexual congress with a goat when I was drunk. Yeah,
cool.
I'll sign that paper.
Cool.
And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This looks fine for me.
I'm gonna be on TV
for picking up a prostitute. Let me sign that waiver.
No problem.
I'm gonna be on TV. I'm gonna be on TV. Sorry.
Call mom.
Hey, Mom, I'm on TV. Don't pay attention to her.
You on Cops again?
You on Cops again?
Sorry, Mom.
I'm going to Disneyland.
Really letting you down.
By way of Leavenworth.
Oh, God. All right. GoodRX. Are you guys familiar with this?
I have no idea what this is.
All right.
I know what the company is.
All right. So GoodRX is weird as hell. And it's because I've had to change insurance so many times, and Rob, you should look at this. My insurance is Obamacare and not always the greatest. But GoodRx is like anybody can go in and you just tell the pharmacist that you have GoodRx as your prescription. And I'm no joke, tons of times your meds will come in cheaper than your actual insurance.
That's cool.
And there's no hook, there's no catch. It's weird, but they had an IPO and they finally explained all the numbers on it, so you can see how they do it. It's basically an arbitrage game where they collect the fees that are the difference between what the pharmacy is charging as list price for the meds. It's nutty.
There's some retailers who do a sort of thing like this as well, like. Walmart, there's certain antibiotics that are basically free. Mm-hmm. Certain really common drugs you can get free there.
I think Costco does this kind of thing too.
Yeah.
But you should, as a matter of policy, you should try, anytime you have to fill a prescription, you should try to have the pharmacist run it through GoodRx because it is often cheaper, especially if you're being prescribed anything that's a name brand. But this is how it works, and it's interesting. But I mean, we literally have had prescriptions that were $300, and then you run it through this, and it's like $100, and that's with insurance. It's crazy.
Welcome to Medical Talk with Rob, and Chris.
Right.
We're going to take your calls. Okay, caller. What do you got? Well, I just want to say you got to use GoodRX.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
No, this ain't like a sponsor or nothing.
Sponsored thing.
This is just, this answers a question.
Affiliate code.
Right. Kathleen and I have used this in the past, and we've always wondered how it can work, because it's so weird that you I'm paying monthly fees for a prescription or for health insurance, but this other thing that I'm not paying for literally saves me money. It's weird.
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy their shares?
Well, I don't think that would necessarily be the smartest idea, because I feel like there's going to be either a competitor into the game, or what this shows you is that the gap between what the pharmacies are selling pills for at list price, what they're paying for, and what the insurance, but it shows you what those gaps are. And I mean, the more sunlight you shine on something like that, somebody's going to squeeze those margins. But
they've been public for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird thing, man. Let's see, what else do we have on the list today? I closed my Taco Zone trailer, or my tab. I don't know what anything is.
It's right here with the massive Samsung ads.
Yeah, right. Are you not a member of Reddit Premium?
No. Does Reddit Premium take ads away?
I don't know. I just made that up.
Because I have YouTube Premium for that very reason.
Oh. So. Well, there you go.
Yeah, no, I thought you were going to ask, do you not like Samsung? And I'm surrounded by Samsung devices in my office here.
You shared the Mortal Kombat trailer.
I did. It's great.
I mean, has there ever been a good Mortal Kombat movie?
Here.
Well,
no. Well, yes. I mean, because there's the one with Chris Lambert, and he was just hamming it up the whole time, and I believe that was the birthplace of the guy in Big Trouble in Little China's hat. So I mean, Mortal Kombat's had a very significant impact on culture.
Besides, the mythology of Lord Raiden, God of Thunder. What was that? 1,000 years ago, but
yeah,
sure. Yeah.
All right, I just want to show a little clip from the trailer. Let's enjoy. Watch this. Chop.
Oh!
Blood knife.
Blood knife.
Yeah, so.
Good skill.
I have to tell you, the trailer, totally worth watching. At the end is a whole finish him segment. You're like, mwah. So, yeah.
I think more trailers should have fatalities.
Fatality.
Can you imagine if the trailer for Little Women just ended in a fatality?
Blood knife. No, Joe, no. Yeah. And that's all the characters.
Could have been a completely different spin to the story.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, it's this kind of thinking that gave us, what was it? Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter and Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Those are both fun movies.
They're both fun movies.
I've seen them both. They're both fun.
Yeah. Little Women, Mortal Kombat. I mean, Mortal Women Kombat.
Little Women, Big Knives. Something like that.
Little Women, Knives Out. Yeah.
Little Women, Big Death.
I don't know.
Let's see. Okay, Rob, you shared the story about Parasitic Wasps, which, of course, is going to have to take us to a Simpsons reference. Wasps. Yeah, not parasitic. I couldn't figure out how to edit that. I stuttered.
I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, what could go wrong?
Yep.
I'll tell you.
We fill this house with. They say microscopic, but they're not. They're just very tiny. But anyway, it'll for sure get rid of the moths.
Yep.
So this is where Anne Boleyn was born. So what's going to happen is the spirit of Anne Boleyn will take over the parasitic wasps and form them into a human form that will then kill the attendees.
Like a swarm type of.
Oh no, like in Mimic. Remember that movie, Mimic?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it'll be a mimic of Anne Boleyn.
I'll say that Spider-Man and the Amazing Friends had a bad guy named Swarm in it, and it scared the snot out of, I don't know, 8-year-old me whenever that show came out.
Oh yeah, because
That's
it's
a pretty
chanting
castle.
swarm
Yep.
over and over
Yep,
wherever it went.
swarm. That's that.
Yeah, so the plan is eventually the parasitic wasps will eat all the moths, and then they'll run out of food and just die, and they'll land in the dust, and then everyone will just breathe in the parasitic wasps and get rid of them in dust pans. So that's
Okay.
the plan.
So I want to take an issue. One of the ways Blenheim, first of all, is also the name of the color of King Charles Spaniel when it's that sort of reddish color. So that's interesting. Second of all, it says this looks like the backside of Buckingham Palace. It does not. Buckingham Palace does not have a corbelled area in that manner. I don't like being lied to by CNN.
I mean,
So there.
I'm on CNN a fair bit, and the lies are one thing, but the fact that a quarter of the links on the page are sponsored and like offering to
There's
save me
so
money on
many
mortgages and stuff, and
sponsors.
they're not disclosing clearly, it makes me so angry. So angry.
Look at this stuff.
Yeah, it's no wonder.
CNN, no.
It's no wonder that
happened
nobody
to you?
can tell what's real and what's fake anymore, because even a service that claims to be legitimate is so covered in advertising, and most of it is so clearly not identified. No wonder people don't
CNN's
believe anything anymore.
advertisements.
But that goes back to The Simpsons did it, because wasn't there a Simpsons where they just kept bringing out bigger, and then we get out monkeys.
The idea was they'd bring in snakes to eat the birds, and then
Yeah.
gorillas to kill the
Simpsons did it.
snakes, and then the gorillas would freeze to death in the winter, and everything would be fine.
Simpsons always did it.
I would only point out the local cougar has not frozen through our cold snap last weekend. So, at least as far as I can tell.
Are you feeding him yet?
You know, I'm not. I'm not a member of Team Cougar. I admit. I think more about the farms, you know, and the people with small kids. You know, it's like people in the Northwest Island, they can't let their kids out without, you know, eyeballing them. You know, otherwise they'll become cougar food.
We have
is like that discussion about Battlestar Galactica. Everyone's like, "Oh, the poor robots, the poor robots." I'm like, "Yeah, but they did kill billions of people.
A lot of people.
You know, I'm kind of Team Human. You know,
controversial take.
Controversial take, y'all. I've always been Team Human. Like whenever we watch these science fiction movies, and it's like, you know, the robots rising up. I'm not pro robot cruelty.
No,
but I'm also, you know, a robot you can reboot, you can reload, right? You know, people, when they're dead, you're dead.
That's it. Game over, man. Game over.
Game over.
Well, sure, but you know, generally speaking, your Roomba doesn't hold a grudge, so I think it's fine to swear at it. You know.
Yeah. Well, I like my Roomba. He's a sweet guy. You know, he does the cleaning.
We have a little table in our back deck that any like scraps of bread crust, leftover bits of fruit or whatever goes out for the squirrels, and we've invented a fairly elaborate set of stories about the squirrels and the woodchucks and the various creatures that steal our food. They have names we can identify. There's
wait a second.
There's Brittany. There's Beth. Beth.
So. I have a question for you, Mr. Malda. First one, I'm trying to fix my focus. There it goes. You started by saying you put food out to these animals, and then you said that the animals steal your food.
That's true.
I would say that you have a very difficult relationship with food and animals.
That's true. No, you're right. I should probably spend some quality time with my therapist and really go into
all I
that.
know is there's a small gang of chipmunks that decimated my tomatoes this year.
Oh,
they would eat holes right through them, those little bastards.
Thanks,
I mean,
guys.
deer tried to kill me, but I mean, still, I don't want to, murder them. All of them. Just the one that was in the road when I hit it.
I had a little camera set up recording
Cool.
the theft of the snacks from the table, and eventually the wife decided to take that down. She doesn't like random cameras just recording things around my house for some reason.
Well, when the snow was coming off in sheets from our roof, we set up a bunch of cameras to watch it, and it was.
I saw the video. It was cool.
Yeah, it was super fun.
I didn't. I wanted to tell you this. Here was my dumb move for the day. I was leaning over my desk, and my knee bumped into the electric raise lower button. And it bumped into the lower button. But the problem is that I've moved my desk since I last configured it, and my computer is currently underneath it. So it starts going down, and then it lands on top of my computer. And so that was a little bit scary. But the good news is my computer can support the weight of half of my desk.
Well, it should. I mean, it's steel.
Yeah.
Steel-sided, right?
It's quality stuff. House Republicans proposing a nationwide ban on municipal broadband networks. Once again,
crumb bums.
Once again, Republicans really working together to make sure that the markets are able to decide independently what they want.
Man, I can't tell you how absurd this is. It makes me want to murder.
Whoa.
Not people. It's just, like, really? Are we're gonna not let municipalities? So, for instance, I have fiber being pulled by KPUD to the house, the Kitsap Public Utility District, right? And it's like, are Republicans going to keep me off the internet? Is that the goal?
No, but they're going to make sure that you go through one of the state-approved monopolies.
Oh.
Right. Just like the market wants.
Yep. As
we all know. Market wants. Yeah.
As we all know, the only way that capitalism works is if there's 3 monopolies that control everything.
Well, maybe 2.
But that's getting crazy, man. That sounds like socialism. That's one monopoly away from socialism.
Here. Well, which one? Listen. Which market do you want? Do you want Comcast or AT&T? Just pick one.
Just pick one.
We're giving you choice.
Right. And if you don't like the choice that you've chosen, you
sorry,
can move.
I have to go to Cancun. Yeah. I'm sorry. Were you talking? I got it. Bye. Later.
It's really cold.
It's really cold, Screw my constituents.
I completely agree with you, but I would be happy just to have one of those choices out here.
Right.
Yeah. Right? You're a Verizon /CenturyLink market?
We have AT&T for a phone, but they don't offer any sort of, cable option out here. So,
like cable TV?
No, there's no cable TV out here.
No, I mean, no, that was my. Do you actually want cable TV? Because we've all got the cord. I mean, so Malda, you're a sport person. Do you care about cable TV because of sports, or can you consume your beloved Tigers via an internet source?
So here's the deal, and it's friggin' garbage. I have to subscribe to cable to watch live Tigers games. If I want to watch live Tigers, I must subscribe to cable.
There are about 3 or 4 shows that are the only thing keeping me from getting rid of the satellite TV that we have.
Okay, let me ask you something. There was at a time where broadcasters were obligated by law to broadcast over the air, broadcasts.
Sure.
Right. Mm-hmm. And when they pulled cable, they were obligated to not block those free stations.
Correct.
Usually the like PBS, ABC, NBC.
Yep.
Basically everything that was considered the basic tier of cable mapped to free provisioning. So you wouldn't have to pay them. So, because you could just put an antenna up and get that for free anyway. Are you not able to do that anymore?
Well, let me tell you, there's a few things that have changed over the years. One is that the cable companies realizing that the local TV stations, the affiliates, have realized that the cable companies are making all kinds of money. So they require kickbacks now from the cable companies in order to do that. Then the cable companies then add like a $6 surcharge to pass those fees on to you. But in the case of sports, that's a little different than wanting to be able to watch, Superstore at 10 o'clock on NBC or whatever. The sports is actually tied up in the national deals, I guess, with like ESPN or whatever. And so in order to watch live Tigers in the Detroit market, you have to have access to Fox Sports Detroit typically, which is only sold as part of a bundle in your cable package. If you subscribe to MLB TV, it still blacks out your local TV stations, your local sports, even if you subscribe to MLB TV. When I lived in Washington, D.C., I could subscribe to MLB TV. I could watch every Detroit game in real time for the low price of like $120 a season. Now, I must subscribe to a cable package, which is going to be a minimum of like $110 a month, in order to then have the permission to subscribe to MLB TV in order to see my local stations after the game has aired. It's incredibly anti-consumer. It's just so many years of monopoly.
Okay, so I'm looking at the over-the-air channel report for Detroit, Michigan, and I'm seeing WJBK.
There's tons of stations. There's tons of stations.
WDIV, WXYZ.
And none of them are airing the Detroit Tigers games. Those are all exclusively carried by Fox Sports Detroit, which you got to buy a package.
That's not WJBK.
It is owned by Fox. It is not. I mean, I think they even share production talent over the two, but it's a different.
So,
bucket.
as a taxpayer in the Detroit area that probably paid for their stadium, how do you feel about that?
Dude, don't get me started.
The other issue I have out here is that the internet that I do have is often unreliable enough.
Yeah.
That you can start watching something, but quite often it will bog down and I can't stream anything. So the best option for me oftentimes is a satellite dish for television.
Yeah, satellite's fine for TV. It's just butt for internet.
Oh yeah, it's terrible for internet. Although I'm so tempted to get Starlink.
Just
you
to try
should sign up for it.
Yeah, sign up, man.
Bandwidth caps. There's no bandwidth caps.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's a pretty heavy upfront cost.
$500.
Yeah.
$500. So.
Yeah. If you knew it was gonna work, then cool, but that's too much to just roll the dice on.
I don't know. It's a lot of money. Yes, absolutely. But I think it's a pretty good bet. And I'm not a big fan of their coming denial of space or their ruining of space for ground-based telescopes. But I will say, Greg Weiler, that guy, he is a steely-eyed missile man. He knows this stuff, right? And he's the guy in charge of it over at SpaceX. And
hey, speaking of steely-eyed missile man, today is the season premiere of season 2 of For All Mankind. And I watched it already.
Was it good?
I liked the first season quite a bit, but you know me.
I mean, Apple should be getting its stride. It's like it's their 4th year of productions now. They should be knowing what they're doing a little bit more now.
I mean, it's the same thing as every show. You hope the second season figures out the kinks, but it's only one episode. But I really enjoyed the first episode. Now they're firmly in the 80s, and they've diverged a lot more from real history. They like John Lennon was not shot, but the Pope was assassinated.
The Pope was shot, during.
But they have a whole list of headlines showing you what things were slightly different. And like Reagan is still president, but I think Reagan got elected in 76 instead of 80 in their world.
Interesting.
It's like just little tiny changes, but it's a solid. Like I enjoyed the first episode a lot. In fact, I think I enjoyed this first episode more than most of season 1, and I liked season 1. It was never a home run, but it was always solid. But you know me, and you're going to make a TV show with Apollo era production design and technology. Yeah, sign me up. They have 6 flying space shuttles right now in the show, and they're like all like they're flying.
Are they on top of the booster, or are they still side mounted?
No, they're just. But they're doing what the space shuttles were originally intended to do. Like flying in rapidly, like with days of turnaround and not 6 months of turnaround. That link that you're showing on the screen right now is interesting. They're listing there's a new piece of Marvel content every week for the entire year,
which is kind of crazy,
right? I mean, that's exciting.
Yeah, they're really ending it strong with Hawkeye.
Hell, the thing is, they got
and the Eternals before that, which is bound to be a hit too.
They got a lot of people in the Eternals, man.
Yeah,
that's a stacked cast. I think What If is going to be the hardest one because What If is only going to be for fanboys.
No one's going to get it. They're going to be like, Wait, why is Captain America?
Which is a shame because What If was one of my favorite series.
Totally.
Yeah.
Loved those.
The thing is, it doesn't need to resonate with everybody.
No.
I think everyone's going to be so high because of Loki.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, Shang-Chi, is this Mortal Kombat? Did it make it to cable? And then they'll be like, what if? Then Miss Marvel will be all right, I think, depending on how they do it. And then it'll be just like all downhill with Hawkeye.
I've only read...
Is Hawkeye teaming up with anybody?
Yeah, Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
Oh, as his daughter or whatever, right?
It's going to be... I think that's actually going to be pretty cool.
She's good. I like her a lot. She's a fun actor. But she was great in Bumblebee.
Yeah. No, I liked her in Pitch Perfect. I liked her...
It's just... It's hard... In my opinion, it's hard for a hero that doesn't really have superpowers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't all have the backstory and darkness of Batman.
Right.
So.
It'd be a grumbly world if everybody was like Batman. So I got 2 left on the list. One is shorter, and I just thought this was crazy. The RTX 3060. In order to prevent scalpers from buying these cards and using them for mining Bitcoin, they're crippling the drivers in order to cut the hash rates of 3060 cards. Now, I can't imagine that's going to work.
This is classic Nvidia. Okay, first of all the Chinese miners, are going to just use the old driver, and they're not going to let them update, right? But this is such classic Nvidia. So the thing about Nvidia, you can go and you can buy a 3090 Ti, whatever, right? And then put them on your machine. But if you try to lease that out through a data center or through some mechanism, they're like, oh, no. You have to go spend 100 times as much until you negotiate with them on the data center capable version of that chip. And it's like, and this is just more of that. They're like, well, we're happy to sell you a mining friendly GPU,
right?
But it is going to cost, you're going to have to give half your Ethereum hashes to Jensen here.
I mean, this is no different than selling CPUs with locked cores and all this crap that we do now, and it's garbage. Well, it makes me angry.
It is garbage, but there's a long history. If you look at if you wanted to buy an Antminer, the ASIC based Bitcoin mining stuff.
Yep.
Most of them you can't buy them just normal. You have to buy them, and 50% of the coins come to you, the other half go to Ant, right? The Antminer maker, right? So it's I think Nvidia is like, well, hold on a second, I want a piece of this, and I mean, because Jensen needs a spatula, he needs another leather jacket. So
that's right. He ain't gonna put a fake rubber turkey in that weird oven that he has.
He has a very normal oven. He just has a million spatulas. Seriously, it's pathological. So,
Rob,
the only thing I was going to say about For All Mankind though was, do they still have what's her name? The gal who was in The Flash, Patty Spivey or whatever.
Is she the redhead or the? I don't know which person was from The Flash.
Chantel Van Santen. Who in that show is Karen Baldwin.
I'm looking her up so I can see. Oh yeah, she's still in it.
Yeah, because I liked her in The Flash, but Spivot. So
no, the first episode is good, man. It's worth a watch. Okay. So that anyway, the Bitcoin halving thing, and then the last thing was Perseverance.
Okay, here we go. I've queued it up.
Yeah.
Let's share this tab instead and play.
Off the surface.
I bet you don't get copyright strikes for restreaming this one.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Oh no.
We're getting signals from MRO.
Oh yeah, it's another 8 seconds.
Good.
Look at that camera.
Touchdown confirmed. Perseverance, safely
Yay!
on the surface of Mars, ready to begin seeking the sands of past life.
Nerds cheering, man. Love it.
At this point, the descent stage has flown away to a safe distance.
Pretty cool.
So I just want to point out that we now have a helicopter on Mars.
That's kick ass, you know?
Right? I cannot wait to see. I hope it goes. I hope that one goes. Like, that's going to be so cool. We're going to have a helicopter on Mars, guys.
Well, it's really interesting because it's like what one hundredth the density, the air.
Yeah.
So they were testing the blades in the chambers at JPL, and it's just like, how do you?
That's a weird.
It has to be super light. You know, does it have solar panels to recharge, or does it come back? I don't remember.
They said it's only got enough whatever for 5 flights. They're only planning 5 flights.
Whoa.
So that's and like the first one is just like, can I fly?
Yeah. I hope that they like stuck like we had a spare solar panel, let's stick it on there, and then like a year later they'll be like, we could do another flight.
I don't think that's going to be the deal. I think that this is it's not going to be like the rovers just chilling up there for a decade for Matt Damon to come up and steal their batteries.
Matt Damon.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was fun to watch.
It was suspenseful.
I love that stuff. There was a rover that landed on Mars. I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. I don't remember which one it was even, but I remember I was laying on the floor of a Utah airport, and it was like 11 or midnight. It was like super late at night. I was just laying on the floor watching this thing come down in a Google Hangout. It was just like thousands of nerds. And I literally cheered out loud, full-throated yay at midnight from the Utah airport with my headphones on, and nobody knew what the hell was going on.
Were you stranded because of a flight in Delta or something?
No, I was just waiting for a connection.
Okay.
I just had a connection that
a
happened.
Delta connection because you were going to Detroit, right?
I assume I was on my way home from California or I think I was coming back from LA. LA.
It's hella cool.
The thing about people in LA is they're always talking like
Well, I mean, it's a very large city.
It's true.
So I'm sure you can find a person talking like that.
I don't remember the bits from Letterkenny.
I haven't gotten that far.
Oh man, you should just
I'm
binge.
sold out.
You should binge that show.
5. Actually, Franny and I were watching it together, and that was actually super fun. So I'm just gonna wait till she comes back on.
Whatever season is the one where they have their TV show, the Ag Talk or whatever. Skip that whole season.
Yeah, that's what you told me. It was like season 6 or something.
Yeah.
5?
Yeah, I think so.
Just skip it because they come right back and they're strong again. They just phoned in one season. Well, folks, that's all I had on my list. Shall we go about our day?
Oh, I determined with some friends that Chicago should be called Little Burt.
Little Burt.
There's Alberta, and then there's Chicago, right? So we're just gonna call it Little Burt.
All right,
or Ernie, if you want.
Alberta's polyp.
Yeah, well, it's Alberta's friendly neighbor, So it's like Ernie. You could say, Little Burt full of Ernies.
I hear you. I actually listened yesterday. If you ever listen to Working It Out with Mike Birbiglia, it's a podcast. Okay. He did an interview last week with Frank Oz.
Oh wow!
And it's charming. Frank Oz just had a movie that he directed, like a magic show thing that I was talking about earlier, and that's also worth watching. But so now my afternoon project is to watch. I have the documentary Muppet Men Talking, which is just like an 1.5 hour long interview with Frank Oz and I think Jerry Jewell and everybody who's still alive running a Muppet. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
Either of you have anything fun this weekend?
I was trying to find that. Well, I was, on the subject of Muppets, I was trying to find that interview where it's Frank Oz and Jim Henson, but with the, Kermit and Fozzie, and I think I found it. It was pretty fun. But anything fun this weekend, Mr. Roseboom?
No.
No.
Yeah, we know. Once I stop streaming, you can tell us the sadness. WandaVision tonight. That's me.
Oh, WandaVision.
Yeah, so there's that.
Yep. You got one.
Coming out later today.
There's a TV show that will offset all the darkness in the world.
I don't think it's that powerful.
Nope.
But we do get to watch Predator for next week.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. Excellent choice. All right. Goodbye, Chris Cabona.
Time to bleed.
Goodbye, Chris.
Predator. Oh, goodbye.
Goodbye, Rob.
See ya.
I'm Rob Commander Taco Mbalda. Thanks for joining us for the news. We'll see you on Tuesday.